I wanted to come on today with a video rather than a guided meditation, just to talk a little bit about the small, the things we consider, smaller in life, whether it's a moment, whether it's just being present to something that we're doing, whatever that is. But often, especially with cultural values that can come in, we don't give the small its due. So I guess this is a video championing the small. So, hey, I'm Sonia, and this is Holiness Connection. And like I said, lately I've mostly been doing guided meditations here, but I like to pop on occasionally with some thoughts. If you want more of that, I would suggest signing up for my Substack. You can see that below in the description box. It's totally free. And I'll send out emails just occasionally, like once or twice a month. And I'll send them out when I do a video, but it'll often have just a little bit more of my own thoughts. And then occasionally, I'm probably going to start doing occasionally just posts alone there too. And maybe I'll put them in if you have subscribed here on YouTube, I will also put them in the community section there as well sometimes. But usually the little commentary, it's brief, but like the little thoughts I have extra when I'm writing up the email to send the video, those ones tend to only be on Substack. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and sign up for that. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm probably thinking about this. The start of my thinking about this came because we're approaching the holiday season here in the United States at the time that I'm recording this, and well, actually, we just had Thanksgiving, but thinking of the December and New Year's holidays, and so people often talk about this around, coming to stillness, coming to some quiet amidst the chaos and busyness of the holiday season. So there's an aspect of that is coming in here, I think. But more than that, and just for any time of the year, I think what I've noticed about myself is that the cultural value of sort of what counts, what's more worthy of time, of attention, of any of that tends to pull me a lot. And I don't know if that's true for you as well. I think it's true for many of us. So it, like what, I mean, I think of this with regard to, for example, like churches are often trying to grow always, right? And I'm not saying that growth isn't a worthwhile intention, but I think sometimes like that focus on numbers, I mean, it's so can also miss the point and suck us into like that's the most important thing, because that's so much like part of our culture, right? Like, what is it making us money? Does it feel worthwhile? I mean, even to the point of like, is it helping someone else, can go that way to some extent, where it feels like a what counts as helping, what counts as helping, maybe certain ideas of things that help, and then that makes it worthy as an activity. And a lot of that gets away from the small, like the worthiness of the small. And so I am continually trying to bring myself back to that, which is that a lot of it goes around I mean, even if you want to take the perspective of something being a more worthwhile activity, how do we ever know, right? How do we ever know? How do we ever know what moment, pinged for someone else? How do we ever know, if you think of it, if you're a person who likes to think of things from sort of an energetic perspective, how do we know what energy we sent out there? It's like it's just really not like when you come to stillness or meditation, and when you're in that sort of bigger sense of connection and the whole, it's so different, right? I mean, and we can't help it, right? We tend to go out of that and then come back to it. But when we come back to that, just think of when you come back to that and how it feels so different, right? Like we just know this inherent quality of presence and how precious that is, and how wonderful, and how it is worthy, right? Just the moment of stillness is worthy. The moment of meditation is worthy. The moment of noticing connection is worthy. And of course, this brings me back to that touchstone quote that I mention quite often, which is no conscious act is ever wasted. I bring it up a lot. It was, one of my teachers early on in my journey, especially with Cynthia Bourgeot, and it was what she had learned from her teacher, Brother Rafe. but no conscious act is ever wasted. I mean, the quality, I think it comes down also to the quality of presence, the quality of consciousness in which we're doing things, in which we're being, our quality of being, to have that be foundational, right? So it's not about, I mean, it's not, I can't even say it's real, it's that it's not about doing something that is about numbers, right? Because if you're doing that in the consciousness, that would also be wonderful and connected and all of these things if one is being present and conscious. It's so I think what I'm coming to here as I'm talking about this is that the foundational piece is like that awareness of connection, presence, consciousness, having all of that in our moments as we go along. And I think the reason I talk about it as smallness is because sometimes it helps us to see that in the small, and then we can take it into the pieces that are sort of more culturally the way we think of things being worthy. And when we do it it's hard to do that though the other way around, because we can just sort of immediately fall into that pattern of only thinking of certain things as worthy and then also doing them also very unconsciously and without presence a lot of the time. And so to realize the worth of the small, I think can help us a lot in that journey of contemplation, presence, awareness, connection, and and staying with it, coming back to it. It's often a coming back to it. So I wish you lots of presence whenever you're watching this, that sense of your connection to the whole and your belonging, and knowing that it's all worthy. It's all worthy, and when you sense into it, you just know that. When you sense in, when you take that moment of stillness, consciousness, awareness, whether you're in the midst of something busy or not, then you know.